The secret pause that makes people listen to you. You walk into a meeting, everyone is talking fast. Their voices overlap like waves hitting a wall. You smile, nod, and wait for your turn. Finally, you speak. Your sentence is clear. Your grammar is perfect. But when you finish, no one reacts. The conversation simply moves on without you. You feel the silence. It is not heavy. It is hollow. You wonder what went wrong. You did everything right. You spoke politely. You smiled. You tried to sound confident. Still, you felt invisible. It is not that people disliked you. It is just that you disappeared between their voices. Hi, I am Lydia. Welcome to Learn English Listening. This is where we turn real human stories into lessons that help you grow, not only in English, but in life. Tell me, where are you listening from right now? Is it morning or night where you are? I know how it feels to be unseen even when you speak clearly. Many learners think that to sound confident in English, they must speak more. They rush their words. They fill every silence. They think silence is awkward. But here is the truth. Real confidence does not live in how much you say. It lives in how you hold your space when you say nothing at all. People say confidence means talking louder. But maybe real confidence begins when you pause, when you look up, when you let silence do the work for you. Because in those few seconds, people are not ignoring you. They are waiting for you. And that moment, when you stop trying to prove yourself, is the first time they actually see you. When I first studied abroad, I thought fluency was everything. I spoke fast. I knew grammar rules. I answered questions before they were finished. I believed speed meant confidence. But in every discussion, people nodded politely and moved on. Their eyes never stayed on me. One day, in class, my professor interrupted me mid-sentence. He said, "Thank you, Lydia," and asked another student to continue. I froze. I smiled, pretending it was fine. But inside, something broke. I realized I could speak English well and still be invisible. That night, I walked home in silence. I felt small. I kept replaying the moment in my head, and I wanted to fix it. So I decided to talk faster, to speak more, to fill every pause with words. I thought if I kept the air busy, maybe people would listen. But the more I spoke, the less powerful I felt. Have you ever felt that no matter how good your English is, people do not really see you? You speak, but they only hear noise. You explain, but they do not feel your presence. I began to realize something. Maybe the problem was not my accent. Maybe it was my energy. I was trying to sound confident, but inside, I was afraid of silence. Maybe what we need is not more words. Maybe we need control, the kind that lives inside the quiet, the kind that says, "I am not afraid to wait. I am not afraid to breathe." Because when you stop fighting the silence, you start owning it. And that is when people finally listen. There is a secret I learned the hard way. It is called the pause of power. The most confident English speakers are not the ones who talk the most. They are the ones who can stop and make the room wait. When they pause, the air changes. People lean forward. They expect something important. Silence becomes magnetic. It pulls attention without asking for it. There are 3 phrases that describe this energy. Speak volumes. It means you communicate deeply without words. Hold your ground. It means you stay calm and firm even when others rush. Own the room. It means you have a quiet presence that makes people pay attention. When you master these 3, your English stops sounding like performance. It starts feeling like presence. Psychologists call it cognitive space. When you pause, you give the listener a chance to fill that space with curiosity. Their brain focuses on you, their respect grows. They may not understand why, but they feel it. Next time someone asks you a question in English, do not rush. Look at them, breathe, wait for 2 seconds, then answer. It today. Then come back and tell me in the comments what changed. When I first used the pause of power, I felt nervous. My heart raced. But something incredible happened. People listened. They waited. They stopped interrupting. Confidence is not about noise. It is about control. When you pause, you show that you do not need to prove anything. You simply are. And in that stillness, your English becomes more than words. It becomes presence. I once taught a student named June. He was from South Korea. His English was excellent, but every time he spoke, he rushed. He feared being judged for his accent. He filled every space with nervous laughter. People liked him, but they rarely remembered what he said. One day, I told him about the 2-second pause. I said, when someone asks you a question, do not answer right away. Look at them, breathe, then speak slowly. He tried it. The next week, he walked into class smiling. He said, Lydia, something strange happened. When I paused, my boss waited. When I spoke, he listened. Silence is not weakness. It is authority. Psychologists say silence triggers an instinct of respect. The human brain links calm control with confidence. When you do not rush, you send a signal that says, I am in charge of myself. 2 more English phrases describe this feeling. Command respect. It means to earn respect naturally, without demanding it. Make your words count. It means to speak only when your words have purpose. Together, they build invisible gravity around you. People do not just hear your English, they feel your energy. What small habit are you trying to change in the way you speak English? Maybe you want to stop apologizing for every mistake. Maybe you want to slow down. Maybe you want to sound sure, not perfect. Remember this. Confidence is not loud. Confidence is calm. When you learn to pause, people do not only listen to you, they trust you. And trust is the real language of respect. Silence is like a calm lake. It reflects everything around it. Not because it tries, but because it is still. Silence is not weakness. It is grace. The way you pause tells the world that you are not desperate to be heard. You are simply ready when it is time. How many times have you rushed your words just to feel accepted? How often have you spoken quickly to fill the quiet, afraid that someone might lose interest? What if, for once, you slowed down and trusted that your presence was enough? The truth is, you do not need to fight for space. You create it. Every breath before you speak is part of your message. Every pause between your sentences gives your listener a chance to connect. In your next English conversation, use the 2-second pause. Notice what happens. The air will change. People will look at you differently. They will wait. They will listen. Then come back here and tell me what you felt. I read every story, and I want to know how your silence spoke for you. Because silence does speak. It speaks of balance, confidence, and quiet strength. At this moment, you stand between 2 voices, the one that rushes and the one that rests. Which one will you choose? The voice that fights to be heard, or the one that waits and lets meaning rise on its own? You have learned many English words, but now, learn this one lesson. Silence is also part of your language. When you master the sound of stillness, your English changes. People do not just hear you, they feel you. You stop sounding like a student. You start sounding like yourself. If this story helped you feel stronger in English, share it with someone who needs to be heard. And subscribe to keep walking with us, one English story at a time. Silence is not empty. It is full of power. And when you find that stillness, English will no longer feel like a task. It will feel like presence. And maybe when you walk into a room next time, you will not rush to speak. You will simply stand there, calm, grounded, certain, and the room will listen.